you guys, Riley's learning how to drive. And with mom, do you guys remember when you're learning how to drive and she would like seriously two-handed hold on to the side of the door? And I actually think she still does that when I drive her around, which I don't know what that says. But I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be super cool. I'm going to be super chill. It's all going to be great. I find myself constantly lunging for the door to hold on to it, and I drop it immediately because I'm like, oh no, I'm turning into mom and I'm like holding on to the door.
I'm surprised at that. I can't believe that.
I know. I'm like, Riley, do you want to stop?
I can't believe that.
Riley, you want to think about putting on the brake? Riley, you want to put on the brake? Riley, put on the brake. Riley, put on the brake.
He has embraced the California stop from the jump. So we've had to, right from the beginning, we'll have a discussion about,
what's that? The slow and go?
Yeah, the slow and go. It's when you just roll up to the stop sign and you don't fully stop and you just kind of go. It's like, wait a minute. That's you can do that like 5-10 years down the line. But when you're learning, no.
Right.
My husband does that all the time.
Perfect practice, please.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It's no joke, but I feel like I'm like mom. Welcome to Three Little Fishes. We're three sisters who grew up in the Midwest together, but have since spread across the country. I live in Los Angeles.
I'm in Nashville.
And I live in Philadelphia. We are all married with children, have all had careers, but now we stay at home with our families.
Join us as we share secrets and stories about being women, wives, and mothers.
We welcome you to laugh along, learn something new, reach out, and join our conversation.
So let's jump in.
What's up, fishes?
What's up, fishes?
So I'm still kind of riding high from the 3-day weekend, and I feel like I don't really want to turn back into a pumpkin. So I just am feeling like I'm ready to be on vacation. I'm having a hard time getting back into like real life.
Too. I kind of been feeling that vibe too. Like I'm ready to be done with everything. And I just wake up and be like, have no responsibility. That would be awesome.
I am kind of riding that high because we're done with high school. We did graduation over the weekend. It was great to see everybody. And this morning, my husband had to get up, so I got up, but I didn't have to get up and like make sure Jack got out the door to go to school. So it was sort of like we're in summer.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
Congrats, Linda.
Next weekend, we head to your house, right?
Philly. I know. I probably talk about this too much that I drink. I probably sound like I have a problem, but I want a Yingling when I'm there.
Okay, Nancy, I'm going to get it for you.
Yeah, that's what I want. I think of Tim's grandfather with
Yinglings are everywhere in the country. You don't have to wait till you go to Philadelphia. Like we have them here. I have some in my refrigerator. Like, did you not see it?
No, I didn't see it.
It's like fantasy that you have to have it in Philly.
You know what it is? I think of Tim's grandfather because the first time I had a Yingling, I was in Philadelphia with them, or Pennsylvania.
No, not Philadelphia, Steelton.
But I was in Steelton, Pennsylvania with Tim's family, and Tim's grandfather, Papa, was like, have a Yingling. Have you ever had one? And I'm like, no, I haven't. So I have like fond memories.
That's the only place that has them.
It's only recently that they've been available nationwide. So at that point, I don't think they were, at that far.
Nancy, I will have a Yingling for you.
So thank you. And if you can't see, if you're just listening to this, she's pointing her finger at me, wagging it at me like I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I just also want to let our listeners know that Tim is sitting in today and is going to be joining us on our pod. So welcome, Tim.
Somebody had to whip you girls into shape.
Thanks, Tim. They need to be whipped into shape, not me.
To be whipped into shape. She was in rare form over the weekend.
Yeah, your wife was a little crazy over the weekend.
Off the rails.
Who, me?
Yes, off the rails. Wild, mouthy, ready to roll.
Sounds like she was the fun one to me. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. She was the wild one.
Yeah, well, they do say it's Nash Vegas, so I just wanted to make sure I fit in there.
You did. And you're welcome back.
Thanks. I'm glad I didn't cross the line. Although Kathy did give me a talking to one night, and we won't rehash.
You were very nice a little bit to our niece.
Oh
but
my
whatever.
God. Oh my God, Kathy. Even I know that was not a big deal. Dear God.
It's a joke.
I mean, that wasn't the first like scolding she got.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I would never be mean to our nieces or our nephews.
I know.
Never.
It's in fun. It's in fun.
All right, y'all. Before we get into it, I just remind everybody to please rate, review, like, send comments, and enjoy your favorite fishes to jump in and join the conversation. All right. So what are we going to get into today, guys?
Well, I mean, there's just like a couple little news tidbits. One thing that kind of like my family noticed is Phil Robertson from Duck Dynasty passed away. And my family loved Duck Dynasty when it was on. So it was that family down in Mississippi, I think. They make duck calls and they're like nationwide. Anyway, they're this like very eccentric sort of like God-fearing family that had this like reality show, and the patriarch just passed away.
Reality show.
Yeah, reality. That's 8 years.
Famously scripted show.
Yes. Yes. So we all were talking about, oh, I remember we used to watch Duck Dynasty. So, and then the other thing that I noticed was over the weekend, Memorial Day weekend, is the Indy 500.
Yes.
And I did not watch it, but I did see a clip this morning from it where they had Black Hawk helicopters, 2 of them, follow the cars as they were doing practice laps.
Cool.
And they were doing that in celebration of not only Memorial Day, but it's the Army is turning 250 years this year in June.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
250th year in service. So, I mean, that was like, it kind of gives you chills when you watch these helicopters, and it seems like they're like 20 feet from these cars, and they're just
super
like
low. Yeah, usually the flybys there are not. I know you guys probably haven't been to the 500, but Nancy and I used to live in Indianapolis, so we would go. You guys, like, they call that the greatest spectacle in racing. And I remember when I moved there after college, I moved in with a couple guys that had gone every year. Oh, go to the. I mean, they grew up going to the race.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you have an extra ticket. You should come. Like, guys, come on. I'm not interested in watching cars go around the oval for 4 hours or whatever. They're like, no, really, you should come. It was super fun. So I was like, reluctantly, I was like, fine, I'll come. I challenge anyone to go to that race and sit through all the pageantry before it happens.
Yeah.
The national anthem, Back Home Again in Indiana, all the pageantry they do, and then the practice laps and the flyovers and all that stuff. And then when those cars come around for that final lap before they drop the green flag, I am not even kidding you. The chills that run down the back of your neck when literally 250,000 people are on their feet cheering on these. It's an incredible event. I recommend anybody go. Yeah. And since we've lived in LA, I keep thinking, oh, next year we're going to go next year. And then we haven't made it back in a really long time, but it's a really incredible event, especially when they do those flyovers.
Yeah. I mean, that flyover looked amazing. I mean, even just watching it on YouTube, I was like, dang. I mean, these are talented people. Yeah. Fly like that. Yeah, definitely. So happy birthday, Army. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
the other thing that hit the news is Mary Lou Retton got arrested.
Yes.
What? For drunk driving.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to booze, get a car. I mean, don't drive a car. Like, come on, Mary Lou, you're better than that.
They weren't sure what it was. Was it booze or drugs or whatever is the issue there? That was sad.
I mean, this is a theme. Like, don't do it, Mary Lou. Yeah. And, she had that like pneumonia or something that almost killed her a couple years ago. So maybe she's just still trying to sow her wild oats and like enjoy life, but enjoy life with the car service.
I thought that was sad.
Call an Uber.
That's exactly right.
You're better than that, dear. Come on, you can do it.
All right, you guys. So today we thought it would be fun to just do some like questions, like how would the sisters answer? So for our next segment, we thought it would be super fun to have Tim ask us questions and what we think and see, how much our answers overlap.
Well, the real reason we're doing this is because you guys had so much fun over the weekend and you didn't really put an episode together. So this is a Hail Mary.
Well,
Sam.
we could not agree on something.
We need like a room of writers, like in hacks, to just sort
Yeah,
of like,
me
Right.
you
too.
know, we need like staff.
Yeah.
And so when the sisters don't have staff, so when we're low, you know, it doesn't happen.
All right. So the questions. Here we go. Are you ready?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Kathy's nervous. She thinks I'm going to ask inappropriate things, but I've never been inappropriate in my whole life.
Really? Not what I recall.
I
Believe
mean,
that?
no.
I actually, this weekend, you know, when you guys were here, we have like this little breathalyzer, speaking of drinking. And I remember last
actually did it.
summer, you did it. And we wanted to see just like, you know, because we did like the slow burn with champagne with Renee all day. And it brought up some storytelling from last summer because I took up the breathalyzer last summer to the lake. And we always have one big party in the summer. And Sarah, our oldest daughter, was reminiscing about how Uncle Tim blew a kind of a big number.
Yeah.
And then,
See, I don't remember that. So
Yeah.
I'm
No
not going to say
recollection.
the number,
it was big.
but it was funny because Uncle Tim is very funny when he's been
You are.
overserved.
You're very
jovial.
happy. You are.
I mean, I like to think that I'm always fun and funny, but even more so
You
when
are.
I've had some drinks.
Yeah, next level.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly better,
Yeah.
slightly more entertaining version of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're happy.
You're a happy guy.
Yeah. All right. So we've got some questions for you guys, and some of them you came up with. So were you guys talking about swimming this weekend? Did you swim?
We did not swim.
No
Well,
swimming.
we wanted to, but it was a little cold in Nashville.
So one of the questions that came up as we were talking about swimming, or you guys were talking about swimming, is swim shirts for men. Kathy, what are your thoughts on swim shirts for men?
Okay, so I have teenage boys. There's no swim shirts. I have bought them all because I'm more concerned about like sun exposure,
Mhm.
but they will not wear them. And then they look at me like, "You want me to wear that?"
Mm-hmm.
No, mom. Like we have brand new
Yeah.
shirts in the closet with the tags on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
that makes
my
sense. I
husband-
mean, you're teenage boys. They go
Yeah,
to the
they have the
gym.
body.
They've got those young jeans, and they look. But if I looked like a teenage boy, I wouldn't want to wear a shirt either. I would be on this podcast right now just in my, no shirt on if I had teenage muscles.
Does Peter, your husband, feel that way? Is he a shirt or no shirt?
Peter sadly wears the swim shirt.
Why sadly?
I asked him about it. I was like, "Why do you wear a swim shirt?" And I was like, "Well, is it for sun?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Because I'm fat." He's like, "I got to cover it up." So I was like, "Okay, that makes you feel better."
Yeah.
So
But I appreciate it though. I mean, there's some.
Do you appreciate him covering it up?
Well, I mean, I just think sometimes there are some people that should cover it up that don't.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not everyone has discretion when they should.
I feel like I also have bought swim shirts for everyone. And Jack, our son, does not wear them unless he's sunburned, and then he'll put one on. So it defeats the purpose. And I think they're technically rash guards, but we don't live by the ocean, so we're not surfing. And then even my husband, he has some, but unless it's cold out, he doesn't wear it. I mean, he doesn't, he's shameless about just about everything. So he just lets,
Yeah. And now I like to wear a swim shirt. I think I wear it more often than not. But sometimes I don't want to wear it. But I like it mainly for the sun, but also to hide my gut, which is larger than it should.
I get that. And I actually have some sun shirts, and I'll wear them, especially if I know I'm going to be out for a long time. And it's just hard to reapply. And, I think it protects you. But
speaking of like covering it up, like, the really tight like workout pants that everybody wears where like, do you feel like everybody should wear workout pants everywhere?
No, I do not.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, I mean, leave something to the imagination. When I can see all of your curves and all of your little curves in your private places, that's maybe a little.
Yeah, in the
maybe a little too much.
areas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we talking about camel toe?
Well,
That's
yes,
a no.
like severe camel toe. Like when I can see your anatomy pretty well, and we're just at the gym.
I agree.
Like,
Right.
Here's my thing. I don't know. Like for me, if that were me, I would not be comfortable wearing that. I'd be like, oh, I would feel almost
that.
more than naked at that point.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I appreciate it sometimes on, there's certain type that it's, appreciated.
Oh, it's okay on certain people.
Right, exactly.
Who are these people you speak of?
Well, the very attractive.
Yeah, they're really
women,
ultra fit.
Yes, exactly. The next thing on our close question theme, I guess, for this portion of the episode is socks and sneakers. What are our thoughts there? Going sockless in sneakers. Is this a thing?
I go sockless. I don't like socks.
I mean, I cannot understand. This actually shocks me because you are so fastidious about everything. You don't like anything sticky. You don't like any crumbs. You don't like any sweat. That you walk around and let your shoes get sweaty.
Don't your feet
socks is crazy to me.
I don't think so. I don't think my feet are stinky or sweaty. No.
Are they, Tim?
No, definitely not. Darman wears his penny loafers all the time up on the lake without socks. What's the difference?
Ew.
They're not penny loafers.
Or
they're
whatever,
dock
shoes, whatever they are.
I wear no-show socks. If I'm desperate, I'll slide on some shoes like quick and go. But I would never like stomp around all day with no socks in my sneakers.
Yeah,
whatever they are. Like that's just a no for me.
I don't like the feel of the lack of socks. I'm with you. I have like the super short ankle socks that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the no show. Yeah. No one needs to see what socks I'm wearing, but I want my feet to be covered.
That's also a trend right now. Like the young kids you won't be caught dead with wearing ankle socks. Like Riley is like tube socks or nothing.
Oh,
no,
this is like a generational. It's a generational thing. Like, if you wear ankle socks, you are old as dirt.
Oh, so I'm hip. What you're saying, what I'm hearing is I'm hip.
I don't know how they feel about the socks versus no socks, but if they're wearing socks, they're going to be all the way up your calf, which again, to me, if I were in my teens wearing tube socks and shorts, I would feel like the biggest nerd in the history of the planet.
I know.
I mean, are the 70s coming back? That's gross.
Yeah,
it's so ugly.
Right,
it chops up your leg. It doesn't look good. And it makes your leg hot. It's a no for me.
Yeah.
I don't care how trendy it is.
Legs.
I love a bell bottom. I love a bell bottom though. Bring it back to trends. I love a full bell.
But you're not going to wear I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a no for the tube socks. Sorry, kids.
All right. So let's move along here. Here's another question for you all. What's your most ridiculous I'm turning into mom moment?
Oh, I can tell you that. I'm not, you guys, Riley's learning how to drive. And with mom, do you guys remember when you're learning how to drive and she would like seriously two-handed hold on to the side of the door? And I actually think she still does that when I drive her around, which I don't know what that says. But I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be super cool. I'm going to be super chill. It's all going to be great. I find myself constantly lunging for the door to hold on to it, and I drop it immediately because I'm like, oh no, I'm turning into mom and I'm like holding on to the door.
I'm surprised at that. I can't believe that.
I know. I'm like, Riley, do you want to stop?
I can't believe that.
Riley, you want to think about putting on the brake? Riley, you want to put on the brake? Riley, put on the brake. Riley, put on the brake.
Riley has embraced the California stop from the jump. So we've had to, right from the beginning, we'll have a discussion about, okay, no,
what's that? The slow and go?
Yeah, the slow and go. It's when you just roll up to the stop sign and you don't fully stop and you just kind of go. It's like, wait a minute. That's you can do that like 5-10 years down the line. But when you're learning, no.
Right.
My husband does that all the time.
Perfect practice, please.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's no joke,
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like I'm like mom, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And then he like hugs sometimes the side of the road too much, and I'm like, don't clip the car, like the parked car. I think about you, Linda, when you clipped a mail truck, and mom was so mad.
She
Remember
was.
that? It's like
Yeah.
there goes the mirror, and she was. I thought she could. She was so mad.
Yeah. It was really, really good. Really impressive.
Kathy, how are you like mom? What trend are you taking on? I cannot be the only one who's taken on a mom trend.
I don't think I am.
No, because you're dad.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so what's your most ridiculous I'm turning into a parent trend? Yeah.
I actually think I do, and I've done this for a long, long time. I don't know if I'm turning into mom, but it's something that she does. And I'm very like matter of fact about stuff with the kids. Like they'll come to me and complain about something or
Death.
whatever.
We're dying.
No, not death, but they'll come to me and they'll have a complaint about something, and I'll be like, "Yeah, you're going to be fine." I'm very matter of fact, and I think that's very much Renee. She's like,
Yeah.
she does not get rattled by stuff, and I don't either, for good or bad. I mean, sometimes I wish Renee had a little more empathy, but I'm sorry, Mom. But I feel like I do that too with the kids. Like they'll come to me and say something, and I try to be empathetic, but most of the time I'll be like, "You're spiraling. Try to get it together." So that's a Reneeism for sure.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable that we all kind of have that.
Yeah.
We recognize our parents in our
Yeah, for sure.
when we're not turning into parents, we are parents.
We are parents, and we've
All
been
right.
parents for a long time.
Yeah.
And,
All right. So
it is
moving
what it is.
along, here's the next question I have for you. If your husband had to swap lives with a celebrity for a week, who would you pick?
Oh.
So who would I pick for him?
I know
So,
this.
Yeah.
answer.
So Rich goes to live his life as a celebrity, and the celebrity comes to your house, and you spend a week with that celebrity. So who would that be?
I think Peter would pick Tom Cruise.
No, it's who would you pick? Who would you pick? You are the picker here. If your husband had to swap lives with a celebrity for a week, who would you pick?
You would get to live with the celebrity. Oh, that's so interesting.
Also, we saw what's it called? Then his new movie last night, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, we did too.
He looks old as hell.
Well, he's 60.
Yeah, I mean, he's still doing all those
60.
stunts.
He's that old. Do you?
It's not, but he's not that baby face, night
He's
moves guy anymore.
Yeah, he's got a weird, like, nasally voice.
I think
now,
he's had a
too.
nose job. He's probably broken that nose 25 times.
Yeah.
What did you think of the movie?
I thought it was a little long,
It was
but
super long.
I thought they did a good job. They wrapped it up. The action scenes were incredible. The stunt work was amazing. And
it took too long to get going. There was way too explaining up at the top.
Yes. But I think it was good because it could be a standalone movie. Like if you hadn't seen the other movies, you could go to that and be like, okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I did get a little antsy just because it's hard to sit for 2.5 hours. Like I feel like I'm a 2-hour, 10-minute girl. But I thought it was very, very well done. I struggle with Tom Cruise because I just, for whatever reason, I don't like his personal life choices.
He's a weirdo, for sure. He's got the
weirdo.
Scientology thing. Like, come on.
Yeah, the whole thing. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's like women unite, but like all his ex-wives, I just feel like, I don't know. I just have like this bad taste in my mouth, but he makes a good movie. I mean, I've seen him interviewed recently. He's been doing his junkets about this movie, and listening to him talk about the stunts and fear and overcoming it and like the detail. I mean, it is incredible what he does.
I did like that too. That takeaway at the end of the movie where he was the Ving Rhames VO at the end where it was like nothing is written. Whatever you want to do, figure it out.
Figure it out. You can do anything. Just put your mind to it and compartmentalize your fear is one of the interviews I saw. Somebody was asking him about how do you don't you get worried? And he was like, listen, fear is a mindset. You got to plan and prepare and go for it. That's life. You got to do it.
Yeah.
And I did think that was inspirational, but I do think he's a weirdo. I thought it was a great movie though. And I'm glad I saw it in the theater. We saw it in an IMAX, which was great. So yeah, I thought it was good.
So Kathy, circling back, so would you want to be married to Tom Cruise for a week?
No. Oh, we have to be married to them? I thought they're just
they get to swap.
It's just a swap. It's just like a fun idea. If you could swap,
I mean, you decide how matrimonial you want to make it. It's your fantasy, but which
it's not
who I've
real.
always kind of liked. I mean, he's old, way too old for me, but I've always liked Kurt Russell. I think he's
interesting.
An interesting guy. He seems like he's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
A good dude.
Yeah.
But I'm not
I think if I was being nice to my husband, he would really want to be a rock star. So I could spend time with John Bon Jovi. John Bon Jovi's life.
The Foo Fighters have a drumming position open at the moment, so.
Yeah, I mean, Dave Grohl and I probably would fight, but Rich would love to be part of Foo Fighters for, a day or two. So if I was being a loving wife, which I am, I would let him be a rock star for a day or a weekend or whatever it is. And I could roll with it, but it would have to be a fun rock star. John Bon Jovi's cute. He would be interesting, and he's so magnanimous.
Yeah, he is cute.
Mm-hmm. And we're the same age, so I could.
There you go.
I don't want to be with somebody from 20. Is 25 years younger than me. What about you, Nancy? What would you do?
I think I would probably do along lines of music too. I love Rhett Miller, and I think that would be fun.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
Yeah, would you pick that?
I often tell people that if my wife ever left me, she would leave me for Rhett Miller.
Yeah, I love him. I don't know him, but I love him.
All right, so here's a new question for you. Linda, this is for you. Which of your kids is most likely to write a memoir about their childhood, and how nervous does that make you?
Oh,
Sarah, for sure, because she's a writer by heart, for sure. And it's so interesting because I just had this experience with her. She was kind of she's our introvert, and she was kind of a nervous child, especially in high school. And she recently said to me, within the last couple days, this comes back to the Renee thing. She said, I appreciate as I get older that you did not really do a deep dive with every single time I was upset about something or nervous about something. She's like, I get it now. She goes, back then I thought you were being insensitive, but I understand you not doing a deep dive every time I was upset about something. You were always like, everything's going to be fine. Just kind of roll with it. And so I think, kids' perspectives and what they're living is their perspective, and it's their reality. They don't understand necessarily motivations behind things, but I'm sure there would be some scathing, chapters about how insensitive and mean I was, but in general, I think it would be fine, and definitely it would be Sarah. Sarah is our writer. She is our storyteller.
Okay, well, none of my children like to write. I would say English.
Maybe they could dictate their story to a ghostwriter.
Well, it's interesting. They all do not like English. I mean, was their worst subjects, I think, by far. But it was my worst subject. I don't know if the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but Grayson actually is a decent writer. And then Trevor has surprisingly been a good writer. I think they're secret writers. They just don't like to advertise it, even Carson.
So they're not even writing memoirs. So you don't have anything to worry about, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Trevor could maybe surprise me.
I feel like I would think that Trevor would surprise you because he wrote an amazing essay for college.
He did. Yeah, he might. Yeah, Trevor would probably be my sleeper.
I think Johanna because she super doesn't. She remembers all the details, and I don't think she would sugarcoat anything. But I don't. I mean, she's still 10 and she still really likes us. So I think we have that going.
Yeah,
for
look
us.
out! Look out!
Yeah, it's coming. Hate to break it to you.
Yeah, no, we witnessed some of that in the mall yesterday with
Yeah,
Jojo.
it's coming.
Some teen attitude for sure.
Yeah.
She gave me a look like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I was like, are you talking to me?
Right. Yeah. It's coming.
Me? Yeah.
They all do it.
Although she was super sweet. She came to the airport with Tim to pick me up, and you would think I was a rock star arriving. So I still have those moments too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
nice.
sweet.
Yeah, she
That's
was
nice.
very excited.
Yeah.
She had decided that she wasn't going to go, and as I'm pulling out the driveway, she came racing out of the front door. I changed my mind.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it was
nice.
cute.
Sweet.
All right. So next question: you have 24 hours alone in your house. Do you clean? Do you binge TV? Do you hide from everyone? What are you doing? You have a house to yourself.
I could tell you what I would do.
Yeah.
I would like not care if I was in pajamas or I would just be like hanging out and I would just be like watching TV and just having coffee and I would not do a friggin' thing. I would just, relax. Nothing.
I actually had this happen recently and, it doesn't happen very often. And I did like half and half. Like I did a deep clean, like I made noise. I put music, like Rich works from home. So if I have the house to myself, I put on music. I did a little bit of a deep clean.
I'm making noise.
I'm making noise. I did the stuff that I would want to do because I'm more of a morning person. And then I laid on the couch and binge watched some TV. And then I ate like cheese and crackers and had wine for dinner. So I did both things. I don't think I would do nothing. I mean, I didn't do nothing all day, but I definitely gave myself some grace and I did it on my own terms. And most of my day I do on everybody else's terms just because we have people working from home. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
The girl dinner is the thing that I kind of like treasure when I have the house to myself.
The girl dinner?
Yeah. So girl dinner, it's like, I don't make a meal. I'll eat cereal or I'll have cheese and crackers or, popcorn, or I'll eat ice cream
Yeah.
for dinner.
That is my
It's
dream.
just like whatever it is I feel like eating, I will eat and I'm not cooking it. So that I love. And actually Rich will listen to this and he'll be like, Lynn, I don't care if you cook. And he doesn't, but I make meals. I make like 3 meals a day for everybody. So when I have the house to myself, it's girl dinner and I love it.
All right.
What about you, Kathy? What would you do?
I would maybe work out. Then I would lay in my bed and eat buttered popcorn because it's like my favorite thing. And then nobody
And then
will
you would have a
know.
bellyache for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what would happen. But I love that you're like, I'm going to work out I'm like, I'm not even getting dressed. I'm like going to walk around naked. And here you are like, I'm going to work out and then I'm going to eat popcorn and make myself ill.
And I'm going to watch TV. And then I actually like the girl dinner too, Linda, because I would probably have Captain Crunch. Is my
like a little treat.
Yeah, if we had it, but I probably wouldn't do it.
Tim, what would you do if you had the house to yourself?
When I have the house to myself, I typically write. I don't like an audience when I'm writing a new song. So I strap on a guitar, turn the piano on, and get loud and
go for it.
Play. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Productive.
Yeah.
I like that.
But I mean, I don't do that every time. I also enjoy a nice binge of the big. So lately in our house, I don't know how familiar you guys are with Full House. There are like 7 seasons, and JoJo is on her second binge.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
cute show. Yeah.
Yeah.
but I have heard that theme song so many times. So
Mhm.
it would just be nice to get the big TV in the living room and not have to compete with a 10-year-old in Full House.
You know, it's so funny because we have like older kids, obviously, and our kids like cycle through binging like The Office.
Yeah,
Bob's Burgers has been on our house
it's a
a
good one.
lot. Yeah. Parks and Rec, Sex in the City.
So what do you, speaking of like streaming services, what do you guys think? What's your preference? Do you want there's a new series that you love. Do you want all the episodes at once, or do you want them
Yes.
once a week?
No, no, no. I can answer that easily. I want them all at once. I'm
All at
I
paying
once.
for
like
the
them all.
service. I want to be able to watch the whole thing. I want to see
Okay.
the whole arc at once.
All right.
Like growing up, we had live TV, like not live TV, but we had network TV. So we had to watch all the commercials. We had to wait every single week for the next thing. Now it's like, I feel like I'm paying for you. Let me watch what I want to watch, start to finish. Sarah and I just started watching this new show called Sirens.
Yeah, that
Okay.
is a little
And
sketch.
it's Kathy watched, I think, the first episode with us. It's actually pretty good, and there's a twist.
So do I need to start watching again?
I mean, I think
I
you'll
was half
enjoy it.
asleep. Then I woke up and I was like, what are you guys
Wait, what's
watching?
happening?
Was that like some sexy scene? I was
Um,
like, whoa, what are we
no, no,
watching?
no. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I want them all at once. Like Hacks is releasing everything one at a time.
Yeah.
Stop it. Just let me have what I want.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
paid for it.
I think the all at once. I get the urge. Like a lot of times I'll watch an episode and I'm like, I don't want to wait another week. But also I think when you binge them all at once, it's a more forgettable experience, and it's not kind of strengthening your emotional connection to that show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I appreciate. I think I like the shows better when I have to wait a week to catch up with them, and the ones that aren't as good, I'm like, yeah, I fall off, and you don't end up finishing. But the ones that are good, I think I
Yeah.
like it. I think I like it better when you got a little more skin in the game, I guess is what I'm saying, when you have to wait a week.
Well, it's interesting because I've been shows that I really like, and then I'll go back and rewatch them to catch the nuance.
Yeah.
So, like, if I get to watch the whole arc, like, I don't sit and watch TV for 6 hours, but if I can catch 2 episodes of something at
Yeah.
once, then I can watch another. Like, very rarely do I watch the whole thing. But if I find a show that I really like, I will go back and watch the entire series again, and I'll catch some of the details. So that's my thing, is like, I wish I could just like saturate my brain with whatever it is I want to saturate it with.
Yeah.
I don't
Got
like
it.
being edited, or like, I don't know.
Speaking of reality television, which of you three would survive the longest on a reality competition show, and which one would get kicked off first?
I would get kicked off first for sure.
Why
I
is
have no
that?
tolerance for any of that nonsense. Reality shows annoy the shit out of me. I don't watch them.
Wow.
I have never been like watching the Real Housewives or The Race or I just don't watch that stuff. The Kardashians. I'm sorry, Tim. I just don't
I
watch
mean, you're
it.
like listing my resume here.
I'm sorry. I
I'm
can't
with
stand
you.
that
I don't watch them
I
either.
can't stand it.
I don't watch
I hate
them.
it.
We watch The Amazing Race. We've always watched that. We watch Top Chef. That's about the extent of what Nancy and I will watch together. She'll occasionally watch The Housewives, and I can't. That the energy coming out of the
It's
TV
terrible.
when that's on,
Yeah,
I just can't.
terrible.
It honestly, it feels like work. I mean, I don't do.
Yeah.
I haven't done a ton of I have cut the Kardashians, but I haven't. I did a very small stint on Housewives, but
The
it
British
just-
baking show I'll watch.
yeah, nice and easy. And like, yeah, that's why we like Top Chef too. And
Yeah.
Amazing Race. Again, they're like focused on like positivity. It's not
Yeah.
like they're not trying to foster foster drama and stick their fingers in the pie and like stir stuff up. Like, not that there aren't any dramas that we don't watch and see them unfold, but it's not
But
the
I want
point.
fake drama. I don't want like,
Yeah,
and it's
I'm
like
with you.
the reality or the unscripted or whatever. It's like, I don't know. It's so high school.
Yeah.
I'm
I
I'm
would
so
love.
over it. I'm so over high school. I don't want to
I would
watch it.
love to go on The Amazing Race. I wanted
I
Kathy.
know.
I first wanted Tim to do it with me. And he said, absolutely
There's
not.
no
I'm
way.
not doing that with
Nope.
you.
I think
And I was
Sarah
like,
will do it with you.
and then I was like, Kathy, I said years ago, Kathy, let's do The Amazing Race together. You're a really good navigator. And I'm like, it'll be great. I'm like, and she's just like, no, I won't do it. I will not do it.
I
But
would be a good navigator,
you
but
would.
You are a good navigator. I mean, it's a
thing is-
skill.
listen, we would get killed in like the food stuff. I
Oh,
can't
totally.
do it.
Can't eat
Oh,
anything.
well,
I can't eat the
You just
whatever.
it would
the
be fine.
fiber. I
It
mean,
would be fine. We'd
no,
be fine.
I can't eat that.
And you would be good at the puzzles.
Then I would get sick, and then they'd have to helicopter me off the show because I'd be like sick as a dog.
Oh my gosh, you have to be a helicopter off. You're so sick. No.
No worms for her.
It's not Survivor. It's just The Amazing Race. And I think Phil would love us. Like, I think that
I mean,
it would
they
be
probably would, but
Yeah.
love us. The sisters.
Right.
No,
I mean,
I'm not
Nancy-
doing that.
Nancy, you can barely eat sushi without a fork, let alone like the fried chicken.
That's
You
not
do not eat sushi with a fork.
I do not eat sushi with a fork. And I eat
Okay.
sushi. I love sushi.
You do eat pizza with a fork, though.
I do too.
I
think
don't.
that's so weird.
It's so
I don't
weird.
like to bite into it. It gets stuck in my teeth, and I don't like
Do it right.
I mean, is there anything? Tim thinks it's weird that I want to use a fork for pizza. Do you do anything weird?
No, I don't do anything weird at all. Okay, here I got one more question, and then we can probably wrap it up. What's the worst piece of advice you've ever received as a mom or a wife?
So I was living in St. Louis at the time, and my kids were young, like younger than 10. And I mean, they were like kindergarten, younger, maybe Grayson. Yeah, I think he was like first grade or second grade, maybe. They were young. And it was like winter time, and they decided we lived in like a court, and they were so excited to make an igloo, and we had one of those, like those plastic brick.
Yeah, the
form.
brick mold. Yeah.
Yeah, that,
Plastic. Yeah.
makes an igloo.
Yeah.
And they started making igloo, and it was storming so bad. And I remember I was out there with them because they were so young. And I remember this mom lived like a couple of houses down the street. She came down and was like, she saw me kind of like in the igloo helping them. And she's like, this too will pass. Like I was like upset that I had to be out there with the kids or something. And I was like,
How sad for her.
I know,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
so pathetic.
like talking about, like I actually was having a great time with them. And I was like,
yeah.
what? I mean, she just said that to me out of the blue. And I was like, that is pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what made you think that I needed to have like that terrible pep talk? Like, I mean,
I have never forgotten that. I was just like,
yeah.
what the heck, lady?
Oh, that made me think of like the one time I think I told this lady's she was a stranger, and I was going to see Tim. Tim, you've been away for work, and I was meeting you with Riley, and he was 6 months at the time. And it was the first time, or a little under 6 months. And it's the first time I was flying by myself. And this woman was in the plane as I was getting on the plane. I had Riley, I had all the things. And she looked up at me, and she had like tears in her eyes. And she's just like, he's beautiful, and just enjoy it, because I just sent my first baby off to college, and it goes by really fast. And I remember thinking, what is this lady talking about? Like, I'm
Right.
up to my
Oh,
eyeballs. But
Right.
now, like, but I've never forgotten that because it's
Yeah.
really stuck with
yeah,
me that, it does go by super fast,
it
right?
does.
Trying to enjoy everything. Like, yeah.
I have this weird thing where I don't really like put in my long-term memory bad things that people tell me. I've had a lot of them. People always feel like they have to give you advice, and I think along the lines with Kathy is like a lot
Move
of it has,
along. Move along.
yeah, I mean, a lot of times people, give their 2 cents about stuff that, I don't know. If there's any young parents out there, just do your own thing, do what works for you, and it'll all work out. It's all going to be fine. There's no one way to do it. And I
Yeah,
think
good
sometimes
advice.
everybody feels like there's one way to do it. So there's no one way. It's all going to work out. I don't know. I don't know.
I guess that wasn't bad advice that lady gave me. It just was advice I remembered. It was
Yeah.
just not even advice. She's just
Well, it
almost
made
well
you feel
wishes.
weird. I think that's the thing is that
Yeah.
sometimes people overstep and they feel like they're giving you some like little nugget of pearl of wisdom or whatever, but it's like, I'm not asking you, so shush.
Hey, Tim, you know what I would be interested to know? Has anybody, I feel like women are always telling women or talking to women and giving stories and like things. Do guys do that to guys? Like, has a dad given you advice that you wanted or haven't wanted?
Not, I don't think so. No, I mean, if you're a dad and you're out with just the kids, yeah, nobody's
You're not doing
not
it
that I
right.
not that I can remember. I mean, yeah, to be honest, I think it would be the women coming up more than the men. The men are just like if they have kids and they're out, they're worried about their own kids. Yeah, I can't recall any other dad ever trying to give me advice.
Interesting. It's an interesting thing, right?
It is.
Along those lines, I always thought it was weird if you're a dad with the kids and somebody refers to you as you're babysitting. But I always thought that was odd.
Oh,
I'm like, wait, I'm their dad. I'm not babysitting. They're my kids.
Right.
Like that's
You know what? I think that is so weird too. And it's such a common thing for people to say. And then it's also like, I know a few people, women, who felt like weird leaving the kids with their dad. Like
yeah,
you're married and they're worried they're not gonna. It's like, listen, if everybody, they're the dad, they're not gonna like let anything happen to your kids.
right,
They're their kids too.
right.
right.
And your
And
kids need that time with just dad.
yes, I
I
mean,
think
Right.
it's
dads
important.
are different. You got to
Yeah,
let them like, I mean, don't be such a control freak.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
yeah,
It's so weird. Like, who cares if they do it different? That's the whole point, that they
Yeah.
expose the kids to something different. Like,
yeah.
dads are important.
All right, y'all. What's for dinner? So I am thinking about, I know we've talked about this in the past, you guys, but I am thinking about, I went to Shake Shack and that's my guilty pleasure when I'm traveling. So when I was coming home from the airport,
Oh my God, I almost went there.
I went to Shake Shack and I love it. And I love their burgers so much. So I've tried to make them at home, but it's not the same. And I don't know why I can't figure out how to make it. And then I'm wondering, is it because you have to have like a special smasher? So I'm wondering what's for dinner for me is, do I need to go out and get a special smasher so I can actually make a smash burger?
Okay, so have you seen online? There's this woman, Nicole. She works for AllRecipes, and she does these like copycat recipes. And she actually did a smash burger recently. And her secret is those big, huge metal spatulas. You got to have 2 of them. So you make your patty in a ball, and then you use one spatula and then the other, and you like really, really press it down with the onions on the griddle. So you have to like smash the burger with the onions on the griddle already. follow Nicole. I'll find the link and send it, and
I
we
don't
can
think
put it in.
I don't think I totally understand what you're saying. Is it
Okay, well,
on?
I'll send you the video and we'll put it on the show notes. Like, she's great.
And if you guys have any tips outside of like what Linda just described, I would love to hear how you actually make a smash burger, because I don't always want to go to Smash Burger to get a smash burger.
We want to thank you for listening to our podcast and letting us sisters jump into your day. Please make sure to follow, rate, and review us. We hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Sisters out.